joining us now to review some of the headlines of today's newspapers from around the world are Rise News analyst Emmanuel Efeni and, of course, Dayo Oborevwori. It's good to have you, gentlemen.
Good afternoon, Nii. Good afternoon, Cynthia. Yes, good afternoon, Dayo.
Yeah, you always forget.
I can't forget. Yeah, man.
Okay.
Yes, we start the review with This Day, Nigeria's newspaper of record. We start with the story above the masthead. Zenit Bank appoints Adaora Umeoji as Group Managing Director, CEO. Yes, the Zenit Bank yesterday made the announcement of the appointment of Adaora Umeoji as the next chief executive of the bank. Zenit Bank, one of the tier 1 banks in the country. And of course, it's in line with according to their statement yesterday, it's in line with their transition tradition and grooming their own leaders. Yes, because she's been in that bank for over 26 years, but she's well qualified. Degree in law, accounting, MBA, and she's attended some of the top universities across the world. And I haven't put that much into banking in the system, of course.
And then it has a good reputation.
Yes. So she will take over from Dr. Ebenezer Onyago come June 1. Ebenezer Onyago has been the bank. It's 5-year tenure, expiring at the end of May. But Cynthia, the women are taking charge.
Yes, we are.
Especially in the banking sector.
She's the political scene now.
No, not yet in the political scene. Don't go there, they'll complain.
Well, that way, give us time.
She will be the 10th CEO of a bank with this appointment come June 1. Of course, other banks with female CEO, Marian Olusanya, GTB, Yemisi Edun FCMB, Halima Buba, Suntrust Bank, Neka Onyali Ikpe, Fidelity Bank, Yetunde Oni, Union Bank, Ireti Samuel Ogbo, Citibank, Tommy Somefun, Unity Bank, Califat Araoye, Lotus Bank, and of course Bukola Smith, FSDH, Merchant Bank. So the women are taking charge.
They have taken
They're
over
well qualified.
Banks.
And so perhaps you just have to give kudos to the banking sector also,
Indeed.
recognizing women who are deserving of getting to the top, and they are getting to the top. Of
Well
course,
said, prominent positions as
there's
well. There's
also, of course, the UPA where you have more female executive directors than men. Well, before long, I'm sure that they will also have a female
I might even displace you.
No, you see.
Well, look, I don't see it as recognition.
No, I'm not calling
I see it here.
I'm not calling it recognition.
Performance, merit.
That the women are taking
They
charge.
have performed well, that's why they are
because
there.
they are qualified
Not
to
because
be there.
of their sex.
So, corporate organizations not looking at gender. When you're qualified, it doesn't matter whether you're a man or a woman, you get to the top.
Yes.
But another thing they've said, they're grooming their own leaders. It's a tradition I'm very familiar with. Right? So, kudos to Adaora Umeoji, the next CEO of Zenit Bank. Now, if we look at other stories on the front page of This Day, the lead story, Oborevwori briefs Tinubu on Delta killing, says state taken aback by development, assures situation under control. Well, the governor of Delta State, Chief Sheriff Oborevwori, was at Aso Villa yesterday to brief the president on the situation in Delta State. He's saying that, well, things are under control now. He also mentioned that no more community will be attacked because clearly in the wake of the killing of those soldiers, the community itself is now like a desert land. Nobody, the governor reported that nobody is there in that community anymore because of the way the soldiers have also gone about what looks like taking revenge on the citizens. Not everybody there was involved in that killing. In fact, the perpetrators have been traced to Bayelsa, Rivers, Ondo coastlines. So, to punish the entire community for what some elements did will also not be right, Dayo.
I think it's too early to pass that judgment. The army too is mourning is dead.
Yes.
Yeah, the military, they are mourning their dead.
We are all
It's still-
mourning our soldiers.
Yes.
And don't forget,
they're
it's
dead
also
and
a
also
big crime scene. It's still a crime scene.
Of course.
Whichever
So
way you
don't,
look
don't
at it.
let us pass judgment on how the army is reacting or not.
No,
Yet.
but we cannot also allow innocent persons to be killed in the search for perpetrators, because that in itself will be another crime.
That should not happen. But unless you want to go,
It's
and
already happening.
Unless you want to go and monitor it yourself,
It's already-
there's nothing you
it's
can do about
already
it for now.
happening. It's already
Yes,
happening.
let sleeping dogs lie now on this.
No, because people that you killed, you won't bring them back again.
The soldiers
whether
will-
they are
those
soldiers,
soldiers
whether they
will
are
not come back.
soldiers or innocent civilians. So there must be
Let sleeping dogs lie.
there must be some caution in the
Okay.
way the military also react, so that we don't have another issue on our hands. And you kill people today, even if you have been given authority according to the reports, well, somewhere along the line, people will ask for redress if you kill innocent people. It doesn't matter whether you're the military or you're a civilian who killed a military man. Everybody will be accountable, because we're a nation of law and order also. Okay?
All right.
Yeah. Other newspapers also have this story. The Vanguard newspaper, Delta killings, 3 suspects nabbed, moved to army headquarters in Asaba. Senate probe killings, calls for recruitment of more policemen. Oborevwori briefs Tinubu, says there won't be further attacks. He's talking about communities now. Notes situation under control. Clark, that's Chief Ike Clark, condemns killings, urges the military to exercise restraint, which is what I'm talking about. Investigate Delta killings, reps tell military. Flags flown at half-mast as military begins 3-day mourning for slain soldiers. Civil society groups call for unbiased investigation. Rolak appeals against revenge, indiscriminate actions on innocent civilians. Military moves swamp buggies to Okuama. Yes, what I was just talking about. We must also ensure that innocent civilians don't get caught in the search for the perpetrators of these heinous killings of Nigerian soldiers. Now, the New Telegraph newspaper, if we look at the story below the photograph, ways and means. Senate insists on total loan recovery, frowns at approvals by former CBN governor. National Assembly extends 2023 budget from March 31 to 2024 to June 30. Now, if we just look at the Punch newspaper, yes, the Punch newspaper quickly, 165 farmers killed March. Farms deserted as bandits demand 3 billion naira. 130 farmers killed in 4 local governments in Benue State, 28 in Sokoto. Sorghum production falls by 90% in Borno. Benue farmers lose 1.1 billion naira to attack. Sokoto growers pay 3 billion naira. Now, if we want to deal with this food crisis, then the insecurity in the farms will have to be dealt with. And that is a major national concern right now. One foreign newspapers quickly, The Guardian of UK. Social media blamed for surge in young people hit by midlife crisis.
Okay.
It's a serious problem. And we're talking of youth between the ages of 15 and 25, the other side of social media. Governments will have to find a way to deal with that.
Indeed, and hopefully a way will be found sooner rather than later. But for now, gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us and for your review. Mr. Emmanuel Efeni, Mr. Dayo Shobwale, thank you so much for joining us on this.